Now, what do you call a salad like that?
Big.
Life is such a funny business. As we age, saying goodbye becomes a constant companion. But more times than not, a hurtful goodbye leads to a magical open door of opportunity, healing and growth, understanding and love. I've been traveling around this week saying goodbye to this beautiful city that I adore, knowing full well my heart belongs somewhere else now.
I'm going to buy that for you, Hal. I think you'll just love it. What do you think?
I think it would be out in the garage in an hour.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi today. I hope you had a good week, and I so hope you have a wonderful Easter weekend. You know, in 5 or 6 weeks, I'm going to be living in a different city, in a new home with new people, and you're all coming with me. But I've been thinking a lot about saying goodbye to some people here, my friends, saying goodbye to my city. Well, I've had so much on my mind, and so much of it has revolved around saying goodbye. And I wanted to talk about that because we say goodbye in so many different ways at so many different times in our lives. When we're growing up, we say goodbye to the girl we used to be, or we have to say goodbye to someone we loved who passes away. But then there are those times we say goodbye to things that are intangible.
Well, didn't we have a nice walk? Now, what do you want? You want some treats, don't you? You want treats? How many treats do you want? You want a whole bunch.
When we say goodbye to a part of ourselves, I think it's something that we never forget. I loved being a tomboy, and I loved climbing trees with the boys and playing marbles and riding bikes and getting in fights, and I was a tomboy. I liked my dolls, but I really liked hanging out with the boys, and I wasn't like trying to be cute or anything, or I felt like I was one of the boys. Well, my mom came to me like, I don't know, the beginning of 4th grade, and she said, honey, we're going to have to go out and get you a bra. And I said, what? A bra? Stop the world. I want to get off. I'm not wearing a bra. I'm not going to school and having the boys see a bra through my blouse. Mom, I will die. I can't do that. And she said, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get you a bra, and I'll buy you a couple dozen t-shirts. You can put the t-shirt over your bra. Nobody will know the difference. I said, okay. So there I was with my little bra t-shirts. Didn't work. The boys would snap my bra. They could see it through my blouse, and then they'd snap it. And I was humiliated. I don't even know why. I was the only girl in 4th grade that had to wear a bra. Anyway, it was like I had to say goodbye to that tomboy. I had to say goodbye to that girl that could climb trees with the boys. They didn't look at me as a girl. But now they did. But I must say, at my school on Valentine's Day, everybody sent each other Valentines. Did they do that in your school? And I usually got a few Valentines from the boys, but not, it was mostly us girls. And anyway, that first year that I had a bra, I not only got Valentines from every boy in the class, I got little boxes of candy. So I started thinking, this bra thing, it actually might work out.
Hal, wouldn't it be great if inside that trunk was a magical picture from the past?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
All right. Ooh,
Look.
all right. All right. Now there's a good man, a man who knows how to grill a hot dog, a man of my heart.
And a wife that knows how to present her bun.
When I was 10, I lost my grandfather, and so many of you know my grandfather raised me. He taught me everything. He taught me how to do so many things that would make my life worthwhile. He was everything to me. And when he died, I felt my world died. I remember I come from a very large Italian family, and my grandfather had an open casket, and we were at the funeral home, and my family was there all night long, just as if my grandfather was alive, and I was allowed to stay, even though they were drinking, and they were telling stories, and they were laughing, and they were crying, and they were mourning. And as a child, I didn't understand it. My grandfather was right over there, and he was gone. But he was still within me. I could not understand death. And I could not understand how to say goodbye. I didn't even understand what was happening. None of it. So I remember the last day before they buried my grandfather, my mother put her arm around me and she said, "Honey, you need to go up to the casket and say goodbye to your grandfather." And I thought that was absurd because I knew my grandfather wasn't there. But she said I had to do it. I slowly got up and I walked over to the casket and I saw my grandfather's beautiful tan suit. His beautiful hands were folded like in prayer. And I went up and I kissed my grandfather goodbye. And I said goodbye. But I didn't feel sorrow. I didn't feel anything. Because my grandfather wasn't there. My grandfather, I felt he was all around me and within me. And I felt at peace. And at that moment that I was saying goodbye to my grandfather, I started to believe in God, to really know that he existed. Because my grandfather's soul wasn't there, his spirit wasn't there, his beautiful laugh wasn't there. He was with God, and God was with me. My grandfather was very religious, but my mother wasn't. She was rather bewildered by my goodbye to my grandfather turning into a hello to the Lord. But I've been thinking a lot about those intangible things that we say goodbye to, like what I'm going through right now, saying goodbye to my city. I've lived here almost all my life. I know every little nook and cranny of this Grand Rapids here in Michigan. And in the last 8 years, I've filmed so much of it. I've showed you, the coffee shops in downtown and the magical little places that I've loved, Riverside Park and beautiful streams and gazebos. And I would always show you what I called my field of dreams. Every year I would go up on Lookout Hill and I would take my camera and I would film the ball field that my grandpa used to take me to when I was a little girl. We would watch games there, but we would also walk the field and have long, deep talks about Tony the Tiger. But Grandpa would always talk about, don't give up. Whatever you do, honey, don't give up. And I'll always wonder, did he want a grandson? Because I was the only grandchild my grandfather ever had. And he talked to me like I was a little boy. But he would fill me with these ideas that I could be anything I wanted to in the whole world. Just don't give up. People didn't say those things to little girls in 1959, did they? In a few days, I'm going to close on this beautiful little house that I finally bought for me and Desi, and I'm going to be right by my family. And against all odds and saving up for years, I finally got my house. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to say goodbye to my city. And then my real estate agent emailed me and she said, this is where we're going to be closing. And you know the building that she told me that I had to go to sign the papers to close on the house? Yup. That building is right across the street from my grandfather's field of dreams. The baseball field that I've been showing you for 8 years is right next to the building that I will be closing on my house. So, yes, I will be saying goodbye to my city. I may never see that field again in person. But I'm taking the lessons that I learned with those long walks with my grandfather around that field. Never give up. And I'm saying hello to a brand new life. So sometimes goodbye is just a hello to the most glorious new beginning you could ever imagine.
Make you feel?
Makes me feel like a drummer.
Aw, this shirt has a little dog on it. Hal, would you wear a shirt that had a little dog on it?
No,
Why?
I don't hunt.
You don't have to hunt to wear a
That's
dog
a
on
hunting shirt.
it. How can you tell it's a
'Cause
hunting
it's,
shirt?
some kind of a pointer.
That dog isn't pointing. He's just sitting there.
This dog is pointing,
Well, he's only one dog.
and he's probably only pointing at one bird.
Oh my goodness.
I wish I had a piano right here.
Oh, Hal, those are so you.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I loved every second of it. And if you get a chance down below, could you share maybe some time where you said goodbye and it turned out to be a hello? I know that sounds a little corny, doesn't it? But it really is true, isn't it? Please have yourself a wonderful Easter. Have yourself a wonderful brand new week. And when you're done with your week, yeah, you come back and see me and Desi, okay? All right, it's a deal. We'll be here packing and packing somewhere.
There's my boy. Who's getting his own backyard?